Reviews here. It is that time of the week when I do my Damien recap. So to recap on this week's episode, it started off really creepy. It started off with Kelly's sister taking a bath, and all of a sudden it almost looks like Chinese water torture in a way because the water keeps dripping and dripping and it annoys her. And all of a sudden she pulls something out of the drain, and I had no idea what it was at first. I thought it was like a baby or something. And it turns out it was a chicken. And Damien had something similar happen in his apartment, except he found a tie in there. And can I just say how handsome Bradley James is? I just love him. But he brings the tie to Scott Wilson's character, and he says that Anne Rutledge left that in his apartment. And Scott Wilson is questioning Damien because he said last week not to trust Anne. So he's wondering why he's still associated with her. Then you kind of see they're kind of mourning Troy's death from last week, and Scott Wilson's character's corporation, and I'm pretty sure Anne had something to do with it. But Scott Wilson asks if Anne wants to say a few words, and I'm like, oh, this should be good because she probably had something to do with it. And we learned that Anne had a husband and daughter that died young. And just by her body language, I mean, that's horrible for anybody to go through. And her body language looked like she was broken, so it really makes me wonder if she really is like a lost soul, like a fallen angel. Because what if she was just like everybody else, like you and me, but then this tragedy strikes and she's looking for answers, and God didn't give her any answers, so she was searching and she finally found answers in this corporation. But I'm very curious to see what exactly happened to Anne's family, so I'm hoping they can answer that question at some point. Probably one of the more weird scenes of the night is when Kelly's sister goes back to her apartment and there's this witch doctor there, and I couldn't even watch the whole scene because it was so creepy to me. He was performing this, I guess, chicken sacrifice, and instead of red flames it turns into blue flames, and on Kelly's notepad it said 666 on it. So like I said, it was so creepy I couldn't even watch it. But meanwhile, this cop Shay is on Damien's case and has a grudge against him, and he wants to pinpoint Damien for all the mysterious events that have been happening. And I'm thinking, where's Rutledge? Because she should be here to help him. And Damien actually throws Anne under the bus because he says that she's stalking him and that she even has this room in her house, the secret room with all of his childhood stuff. So the officer goes to Anne's house, and Anne finds out that Damien told Officer Shay about that. So she then takes him to the secret room, but she says it's a panic room. So they go down, and it kind of looks like a wine cellar in a way. And I gotta say, that woman is definitely prepared. I don't know how she did it, managed to get all the artifacts out. I definitely think she has some kind of powers or magic. And then him and Anne start to have this conversation about Damien and his past, in school and his childhood, and she says that she's not only his lawyer but the family lawyer, and she kind of throws Damien under the bus in a way, saying about his troubled past. So when Damien is later picked up at the police station, Anne picks him up and he's like, well, what are you doing? What are you doing here? And the police officer says, oh, it's okay. And and Damien go outside, and Damien's just like frustrated by this whole thing, and he's like, these deaths have to stop, and even if I have to slit your throat. And she's like, go ahead. And he doesn't do it. And she says, time will come when your time will come. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Is he gonna end up killing Rutledge? I hope not. So at the end, I definitely thought something was gonna happen to the officer. And you can, when he was at his house with his partner and his son, the dog is sitting there outside, and the kid follows him out. And when the dog is on the pool cover, I'm like, oh my god, the kid's gonna drown. And he almost does, but his dad's save him in time. But before he saves him, there's like this demon coming up from the pool. I'm like, oh my god, what is this? So now that probably makes Shay wonder about Damien more. Another thing I'm wondering is, who is this mysterious blonde person? I know we've seen her before at Anne Rutledge's house, so I'm wondering if she's an assistant of hers or not, or what role she'll play in it, because it kind of looked like she was on a date with Damien's best friend. And I don't know, I don't really trust Damien's best friend or the officer, because I think they're both shady and will be trouble for Damien. So I think that's basically it for this week's episode. One thing I definitely have to say, though, is that I think Anne is definitely the heart of the show. She's just such an amazing character. Barbara Hershey is flawless. She does an amazing job with this role, and she's the reason why I watch Damien. And if they didn't have Barbara Hershey playing this role, I definitely would not be watching Damien. I don't know if the show would be as good without Barbara Hershey. I think I touched base on everything that happened. Well, actually, one thing I have a hunch about Anne is that I think she has to have some type of powers, because the fact that she changed her shrine to Damien into a wine cellar, and it kind of makes me, I kind of wonder if she can turn into the dog, because the dog is always there at the incidents or murders, and she knew about all of them when she wasn't there. I mean, I know she's in the shadows and everything, but it's like, how does she do it? I mean, she's able to just appear and reappear like that. So hopefully we'll get to learn more about that. Next week's episode, I'm not sure. It looks like Damien's gonna see a lot of the people that support him. So we'll have to wait and see what comes next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this Damien recap. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, and remember, stay regal, and remember, it's all for you.